Thanks to data miners and leakers, fans of Fortnite have been able to get sneak peeks at what items, skins, and game modes are coming to the game before they are released. This lets fans anticipate and hype up what's coming to the game. But sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Oftentimes we find out that Epic has changed its mind and canceled some hotly anticipated items or skins. This can be a major bummer, especially when we've been desperately wanting a skin that was leaked. Now Epic Games has every right to not release these as, well, it's their game. We just wish they'd tell us when we can get our hands on Distracted. Come on, it's been over a year. We need it for our training montages. But we digress. Today we'll be looking at all the updates that Fortnite has not yet released. These come in the forms of awesome items that would radically change up the game, skins that might have been too crazy for players, and LTMs that could have been too buggy to release. Before we dive into these updates, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click that bell so you never miss a video. Also use code NewScapePRO in the item shop. Doing all that really helps us out, and lets us make more content for you. This is NewScapeGames, your source for Fortnite news, leaks, and theories. Cage Trap. This item was first reported on way back in August of 2018. This was during Season 5 of Chapter 1. Fortnite had found its footing in terms of weapons, and now it was time to experiment. The Cage Trap would have been an item that caged enemy players? We're not sure. Other than the name, there was no other information provided. We suspect it would function similarly to the birthday present. This item lets the player throw down a present that creates a 2x2x2 cube. The Cage Trap, though, wouldn't give players a useful weapon. Rather, it would trap players inside. We've seen concepts for this item that have it made up of just bars, letting players fire through it. We can think of a couple reasons why Epic didn't go through with this item. Firstly, it might be the most frustrating way to die ever. You can avoid traps by inspecting rooms before entering. But with this, all an enemy has to do is throw it at you and wham! You're trapped and likely to die in the next few seconds. In addition, this item could probably be exploited to give pros some super useful building strategies. All in all, we're not sure if this would have been a great addition to the game, but we'd have loved to see it in action. Burger Consumables. This item hits close to home to one of our favorite skins. This again was around the time Season 5 was in-game, back when Greasy Grove was a POI. There was a whole menu of consumables that would give players a little boost. Durr shakes, Durr burgers, and Durr fries. We figured they would function like all other consumable and forgeable food items, giving players a health or shield boost of around 5 to 10 hit points. With all the different foods in-game now, it's crazy to think that these still haven't been added to the game. Maybe Fortnite is trying to promote healthy eating habits with all the vegetables and fruit available. Whatever the case may be, hopefully with the new season, we'll see a brand new Durr Burger added to the game, and the introduction of Durr Burger consumables. Eye of the Storm Tracker. Epic Games actually accidentally released this item into the game for a whole 30 minutes. The Eye of the Storm Tracker appeared in-game as the back bling from Rose Team Leader. What this item did was tell you where the next 2 storm circles would be. Every player can see one, but knowing where the circle would end up next would have been hugely helpful. You could plan out builds ahead of the storm. It would have even told you the best route to take to the second storm circle. This mechanic was eventually included in the Storm Scout Sniper, which was introduced in Season 9. That too was vaulted by the end of Season X. Right now there's no way to tell where the storm will end up, so maybe there's still a possibility of seeing this in the future. Airstrike Laser. Here's another item that when it was finally included in the game, turned out much different than when leaked. The Airstrike Laser would have been a weapon that you could aim to mark a location that would then get pulverized in an airstrike. When it was finally introduced in-game, instead of a laser, you got a grenade you could throw. The reason for this change should be obvious. With the laser marking the location, opponents would have little idea of what devastation was about to be rained down upon them. Having it tied to a physical object not only gives players a clue as to what's coming, but also means players need to get much closer to use it. In concept, the airstrike laser sounds really cool, but we think Epic figured out how game-breaking it could be, and changed it. The airstrike grenade barely lasted a season, so maybe even that was too powerful to give players. K-pop. No, we're not talking about the hottest TikTok trend. If you've been around Fortnite as long as us, then you might have heard about this skin. K-pop was floating in the game files around Season 7. This skin is pretty awesome. Taking a page from Onesie, K-pop features colorful sleepwear and some sort of bat on his head. This skin was quietly removed from the game files before it was ever released, making us question what was so bad about it. We think this would have been a lovely skin to have, and a good addition to the game. With BTS now doing a collab with Fortnite, this would be the perfect time to finally release K-pop. VERTEX. Here's another skin that data miners were able to uncover. This yellow version of VERTEX was discovered shortly after his release in Season 5. This version has a cleaner look to him than the one that ended up in-game. It's been theorized that this version was just a beta for the final version, placed in so they could test him out. This would make sense. We don't think they would release a version that's so close to the original, unless they were thinking of making it a style. Either way, this is one skin we're fine with not having. Dragon Shotgun. Fortnite loves messing with shotguns. Ever since the days of the double pump technique, they've tinkered and toyed with their mechanics. Adding in new shotguns is Fortnite's favorite pastime, and HypeX was able to find an unreleased shotgun in the game files. This Dragon Shotgun, so far, doesn't have any official images, but this is one artist's mock-up of what it could look like. This would deal a devastating 175 damage for a headshot, and come in epic and legendary varieties. This was discovered near the start of Season 3, and might have been planned as the higher tier version of the charged shotgun. We think this because the shotgun would use 4 bullets each time fired, emptying the clip. Another theory is that it could start fires like the flare gun. We think this has a high probability of making it into the game, probably at the start of the next season. Stinger Missile. Here's another leaked weapon that could find its way into the game. Codenamed Misty Bop, this leak comes to us from FireMonkey. What this weapon would do is lock onto choppas and shoot a missile at them. This functions like the real-life Stinger missile launcher that has been featured in plenty of video games. This leak even came with audio files attached to it, so let's give those a listen. What makes us hesitant about this weapon is that choppas are not that hard to destroy. They also aren't fast enough to really evade the missile. It's a hard counter to something we don't really think needs it. Now, if it were able to lock onto other vehicles, that would make it very useful, especially when you have a whiplash screaming towards you. Medbox. Another leak from HypeX suggests that a special chest type might be finding its way into the game. This chest would contain only healing items like bandages, medkits, and campfires, as well as shield minis or big shields. Each healing item would have a 33% chance of being in the chest, with the shield items being a 50-50. This would be super helpful in squads when there's always need for healing. In solos though, probably not as useful. It certainly would be something new for the game though, and we can probably expect it in the near future. Distracted. This all brings us back to Distracted, a fun little emote that's been locked away by Epic Games. They have it in their vault and are keeping it away from us. We kid, but we've been waiting for it for a year now. Eventually, it will be released, just like some of the other items we thought would never see the light of day, like the Bow Bros. We just have to patiently wait. Well, there you have them. Those were 10 updates that Fortnite never added to the game. If you know of any we didn't talk about, or think we're way off on an item, leave us a comment below. We love hearing from you, so keep those comments rolling in. Remember, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Subscribe to the channel, and click that bell so you never miss a video. This has been NewScapeGames, your source for Fortnite news, leaks, and theories. Thank you for watching.